Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel Armored for All. Many of you ask me if I can do more HDR analyze videos for PC games, and yeah, believe me, I'm trying. I'm really trying.
Are you, boss?
Yes, Tony, I'm really trying, really. Couple of months ago I made a video about Halo the Master Chief Edition on the Xbox Series, and if you watched the video, I was actually very excited about the HDR implementation. It was very nice. I had a lot, I found it amazing. Okay, let's say it like this, very nice. And of course I checked out the PC version after the Xbox version as well, and what I found was very disappointing, because there is no HDR support at all in the PC version, and I couldn't understand it, because we're talking about Halo, we're talking about a first party game, or that's how you call it, or it's from Microsoft. It's something, you know what I mean, what you expect to be on the same level on a console as on the PC, especially when the PC can deliver you in a better experience in terms of resolution, graphic, and so on and so on. But HDR gaming on the PC compared to the consoles, in many cases it is not the same, and unfortunately the same counts for Grounded. And why? Because on the PC version, or in the PC version, there's literally no HDR support. The same as with Halo Master Chief Edition, and I'm very sure I will find many more games, and I will not stop to bring this up, because this is what I can't understand. This game is not developed from Xbox Game Studios, but Xbox Game Studios is one of the producer or whatever, they like to bring this game out, and I think the developer Obsidian, I can't remember anyway. So on the Xbox Series X we have very nice HDR, and I showing you this in a moment, of course, the difference actually between Xbox HDR and Windows HDR, because of course I changed my PC to HDR mode, because otherwise there will be no HDR at all. As you can see, HDR picture mode, but it doesn't matter, because if the game of course does not support HDR, you can change in your Windows setting what you want. You will end up with a very bright SDR picture, and this is what we're having here. So this is my display settings on the PC version. There's literally nothing mentioned about HDR, and again, there is really no HDR support. Okay, and here we are with the Xbox version of Grounded. So both versions, actually, PC and the Xbox version, are on Game Pass at the moment, so feel free to check it out, because the game itself is really great. But I would actually really recommend, if you use a decent display like the LG CX or whatever, play it on the Xbox, because HDR makes a big difference in this game in terms of the atmosphere from the game. So, and what we have here, just let me start a new game to show you actually the settings, what we have. And yeah, again, the difference between proper HDR, or let's say like this, there is something like HDR support on the Xbox version. Again, I can't measure if it's really 100% correct HDR, but my colorimeter told me this has around almost 600 candela, and on the PC version it's just 400 candela. Yeah, 400 candela, because I mean, we're talking about HDR output on the PC, on the screen, but not for the game. Okay, so that's why you have a higher let's say brightness over SDR, of course. So you can have, of course, up to 600-700 candela on the PC as well with HDR gaming. But in this case, so this area when I was measuring on the Xbox, almost 600 candela, on the PC 480 or whatever. So, and it's not just like this, it's really not just like this, that we're just talking about brightness, because HDR is not just about brightness, and I told you this already. We're talking about contrast, we're talking about color. That's very important things, not just brightness. And this is a proper HDR calibration menu. And I'm not talking about any settings today. I will do this in a separate video, because this game actually deserves a proper HDR analyze between HGig, dynamic tone mapping, and of course Dolby Vision. But this is what I found so far. This game is really, really nice, and those are my settings at the moment for HKick, just if you like to try it. But again, I haven't tested that much, so if it's not working out for you, don't blame me, okay? Anyway, so this is what you get on the Xbox, and I have to say, of course, the PC version makes a much better impression in terms of resolution, graphical details, and so on and so on. But again, the whole package is what counts. And in terms of grounded, the HDR effects are more important, in my opinion, than better resolution and better graphic details. Okay, so here we are with the PC version. And yes, so this is native 4K. I show you my details again, because we need to wait a little bit till the sun rises. And not quite sure if my camera is catching all the right things, because it will be looking, of course, very bright on your screen as well. But believe me, when I'm measuring this, you have a difference around 150-200 candela, which is a lot, And again, it's not just about brightness. So let's jump in here again. So 4K quality is epic, frame rate limit to 60. So I changed my output actually to 60 Hertz, just to avoid any problem with HDR, you know what I mean? This game is right now not even running in 60 FPS. It's very demanding, in my opinion, on the PC, but it looks fantastic. I have to say, it looks fantastic and much better when we're just talking about resolution and graphical details on the PC over the Xbox. I fully agree on this, but that's not all. So this is really what we can set up. We can change our gamma. That's all what we can do. So you can see there is really literally nothing mentioned about HDR, and this is what you get. And again, I'm very sure that my camera, even I'm using a brand new camera, I'm using a Panasonic GH5S, which is not the non plus ultra in terms of cameras, but compared to my smartphone, 10 times better. This is what you get. This is SDR in HDR container. And of course, I like to show you this again, just to make sure. So we are in HDR, game settings, of course, and dynamic tone mapping is on, because if you would use HKick, it's just way too dark, because you can't change anything, not any HDR settings on Windows as well. So this is also a big problem, and I hope that I heard something about a new update where the auto HDR function coming to Windows. So I'm looking forward for this, and I will do a lot of testing, because maybe we finally getting something like a setup, like on the Xbox and PlayStation 5, you know, the HDR setup menus. Maybe we get this on the PC as well. I'm hoping. I really hope. So again, so anyway, this is what you get on the PC. And I like to do a little bit of just a very quick comparison, because this is what you get on the Xbox, and I hope really I have set up my camera in the right way, that you can actually see the difference in terms of colors maybe. Believe me, it's absolutely the same settings in terms of calibration on my TV. So just focus on the tree and on the sun here, whatever this is here at the moment. And I'm switching to the Xbox version. Can you see this difference? It's not just about brightness, but this is so colorful. This is so nice yellowish or orangish from the sun. And this is so nice green. It is so better in terms of contrast and colors. Can you see this here? This is just way too bright. Now the sun is here somewhere. So let me just try. Maybe get a little bit down here. It destroys the whole picture, you know. So SDR is no comparison for a good HDR picture, full stop. If you have, of course, a shitty HDR picture, then SDR is better, the way to go. But in this case, HDR is so much better on the Xbox over the SDR, or over the fake HDR version from the PC. Look at this. So let's just walk a little bit here with on the Xbox version. I like to wait. I like to go out on top here, sorry. And yeah, so this game is on the Game Pass at the moment, and it's early access. So expect a couple of bugs, and yeah, sometimes, yeah, it is buggy, but it's a great experience in my opinion. It's really nice to play. So let me just jump to this thing here, what we can find here. So what we have here actually is also the house, you know. So we shrunk and whatever, so, and we need to find the way back home and blah blah blah, whatever. So don't want to spoil it too much, but we are at the moment very little, as you can see. So the sun rises and this looks just so amazing at the moment. The whole contrast, this is what really counts in my opinion in HDR gaming: contrast from very dark objects to very bright objects. And at this very moment I'm using HGig. So, and you can see this is more than enough, more bright, absolutely bright. And I haven't tried Dolby Vision in this game so far, I have to admit it, but I will do this. So the difference between dynamic tone mapping and HGig at the moment with my settings, what I'm using is not relevant, to be very honest. So I rather play in HGig in this game over dynamic tone mapping anytime for this game. And look at this, look how bright this is. This is so nice, such a great HDR experience. And let's switch back to the PC version. It's called Game Console, but believe me, it's the PC version. So that's the PC version. Let me also, oh shit! Why you're not supposed to be here? See, it's buggy because this spider is actually really not supposed to be here. This is somewhere else. I don't want to spoil it too much. You can actually turn this off. You know, spiders in the menu, I think somewhere. I like to show you. Oh, you can't. No, I'm really sure you can. Wait, just give me a second. We have to check this. Oh, I'm quite sure oh, maybe just in the beginning. Oh, maybe just in the beginning. But anyway, you can really turn this off. You can turn off spiders in the game if you're afraid of spiders. And yes, I am, but I think, yeah, it's still buggy. Okay, let's say it like this. So let's move there as well, just to prove a point to you. And I like this game in terms of, yeah, in terms of the bugs and whatever, much more on the Xbox. It looks like it's more yeah, better on Xbox. I can't explain it actually. Where's the house here? So let's just move here. And later on, we have to wait a little bit till the sun goes, yeah, till it's midday, because then you can actually really see the great HDR effects. Not on the PC version, of course. Okay, so back with the Xbox version, and I like to prove a point that HDR is actually not just about brightness. So I have my colorimeter here at the moment, and we're measuring in dynamic tone mapping the brightness, and this is right now 370 candela. Okay, 377 candela. So let's switch to the PC version and let's try to do exactly the same. And we're talking about 425 candela, which is brighter than the Xbox version. And now you're saying, hey, better HDR. No, it's not, because just confirm or just have a look on some things here. So first of all, let me try to get into the HDR menu. Just give me a second. And we're changing this from HGig to dynamic tone mapping. Can you see the major difference between yeah, those two modes? So in HGig, this game is not playable on the PC because it's way too dark, okay? So let's change this to the Xbox version and just look at the colors as well, okay? Just do me the favor as well. So, and now we're doing exactly the same. We're going into the HDR menu. Where are we here? And we're switching between dynamic tone mapping and HGig. So I hope my camera can catch this, that actually everything, all what's happening is actually HGig is brightening up much more those clouds and whatsoever. So again, HGig is actually really the way to go for this game. As you can see, hopefully you can see this on the camera. If not, believe me, with dynamic tone mapping on, you have nice bright clouds, but HGig actually makes the parts inside the clouds a little bit brighter, which is a very nice feature actually. And the same when you look yeah, like here, dynamic tone mapping is actually a little bit probably brighter, but can you see the difference between HGIG and dynamic tone mapping off? So much better. So, and you miss all of this great contrast in the PC version. So there is really, I don't know, what can I tell you? Where are we here? Let's show it like this. Just compare this picture with this. Of course, a little bit unfair. We need to stay at the same spot. Let's try do it something like this. And excuse me for my colorimeter at the moment. So that's PC version. Just compare it from the whole appearance, the whole package, and that's the Xbox version. So more colorful, better contrast, and we don't even need to talk about this great tree here, which I really like. And believe me, I haven't showed you, so that's the tree here. I haven't showed you night games or night modes when you play actually in the darkness, which is also very, very great in HDR. So that's the difference. That's HDR and that's SDR in, yeah, or HDR with SDR game. It's such a big difference. Okay, so I don't want to get into more details actually for this game because I think the video is already very long and yeah, you get bored. And believe me, again, Xbox X version or the Xbox version in terms of HDR is, that's what you get, okay? So of course you lose a little bit of resolution and so on, but in terms of the atmosphere, it is just much better. And I will do a proper HDR analyze video for this game because again, this game deserves to get played with the best settings, to be very honest. And believe me, there's a lot to discover in this game. So I played this game 6 months ago, something like that, and I finished it back then, but they added a lot more stuff. Oh my god, we are here again, see? Spiders. So, and they're not very nice. And the ants are my friends at some point. If you punch them, of course, they will attack you. I'm spoiling too much. I shouldn't do this. Anyway, so wait for my HDR analyze video. I will test Dolby Vision, of course, against HGIG and dynamic tone mapping. But so far, the HGIG is the way to go. Dynamic tone mapping is not doing a great job in this game because this is HGIG and it's very, very bright. Absolutely fine. Look what is this. I'm spoiling too much. Anyway, okay, I will stop the video here. I will probably upload also first 20 minutes video of this one in HDR in the best quality. And if you're new to my channel, as always, please do me the big favor, subscribe to my channel, leave me a like, leave me a comment, leave me a dislike if you don't like the video, but then just tell me what you don't like because then I can improve. And yeah, I think that's for this. I died because I didn't drink. Anyway, so that's for this video. Grab the game on Game Pass, give it a try. It's a great game, even with a couple of bugs and so on. It's still playable in my opinion, and it has a lot of potential in my opinion, okay? So thank you very much for watching me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.